You're the one that's typically good at just like, hey guys, pardon our dust, and then that leads to like a different thing. We're not really gonna be successful until we get a sponsor by Zen.
Oh, my son started doing that.
Tucker Carlson just started selling Alps. I want to try them.
Are they good?
I said I want to try them. How would I know if they're good, bruh?
Bro.
So should we tell the story about Tyler's birthday?
What story?
Oh, what story? I want to hear.
So I had a Zen one time.
One time.
Therefore...
Because at Sturgill Simpson you had one too.
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh.
So therefore, I am a Zen expert.
No, okay.
Oh.
Let me preface by saying that there's levels.
Yes.
So this is 6. This is the highest you can go.
Right.
When she tried at Sturgill, it was 3. Because I know if I gave her 6, it would...
You know what happens.
Royally... Are we allowed to cuss on...
No.
It would mess her up. Continue.
Oh.
Yes, go ahead. Continue.
So we were at Sturgill Simpson, and I was like afraid that it was gonna. You know when you smoke cigars ever? No.
I puffed one, but I accidentally.
Did it make your head go woo?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's like that. You have a Zen, and it makes your head go woo.
Okay.
You know. And so I kept taking it out because I was like, I don't want to get too
Yeah.
woo. And then I was like, oh, I did it. I didn't die or throw up because I thought I might throw up. But then I tried one at Tyler's birthday party. And
was it a 6?
It was a 6 this time.
And I was having a great night.
She goes up, she's like, look what I have. And she pulls it out. And I'm like, well, who'd you get that from? She's like, oh, Cash gave it to me. I'm like, okay, so I go over to Cash. I'm like, hey, man, look what I got. Like, this is the sign. Like, when you show someone, it's like they show theirs, too. It's just the Zen talk, you know?
Okay.
It's just the... And then he pulls out the exact same ones that I have, 6s. And I look at my mom like, those are 6s. You know that, right? And she's like, well, what's the difference? And so go ahead. Go on from that point.
Well, what time was that? That might have been like 11 or 12 already at night.
Yeah.
Anyways, we decided we were all going to go to the bar. And so I took the Zen. I was having a great time. I had the perfect buzz. Everything was lovely. Until the Zen. And then I was like, I don't feel so good. And that was the rest of the night.
As she came up to me, she's like, I have to get rid of this thing. I don't feel good.
It was like the Sandlot. They're all on that ride. When they all take a dip. Yeah, don't take a dip when you're drinking.
So that's just strictly nicotine, right?
Yeah, well, it's nicotine salt.
Salt.
Yeah. I watched videos on it to see, because I used to vape, and God only knows what is inside of those disposable vapes.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, well, it was around the time that I got my wisdom teeth pulled out. They were like, oh, you can't vape anymore for a long, long time. And that, like, made me upset, obviously, because I obviously have a nicotine problem.
Oh, Lord.
Cut that. Just kidding. We're raw.
Take that out of the
raw.
video.
We are very raw over here. We're talking about addiction today. I should have hit the table.
Wow. And I'm sure it went way over 4 and it turned red.
This is episode 0.5, by the way. And action.
So I started doing, like, I had one before, and then I started doing more. And it's way cheaper. They're only $5 a can. They last me about a week, whereas vapes would last me a week and they're $30.
Oh, dang.
So you get way more Zen for $30.
What flavor is your favorite?
This one, citrus. I used to do wintergreen, and Tyler was like, "This one tastes terrible. You need to try citrus." I'm like, "What is citrus?" He's like, "It's like lemon zest." Like, okay, Tyler.
How much do these cost?
$5.19 or something.
Unless you go to Maverick with your mom and put it on her card.
Oh, is it
just
like
throws it.
7,
I'm buying
$8
something
then?
and he just puts it on mine and I'm like,
it's
buying
0
that.
when you put it on somebody else's.
Right.
I only buy it on your card when you're there with me and we're getting jerky or something.
And he'll buy like a can of 5.
No.
Or a thing of 5.
I buy 2. Every time I go, I buy 2. Unless Maverick does the buy 3, get 1 half off.
Oh, yeah, you can't pass up a good deal.
Especially when someone else is paying. So who should be our first podcast guest?
Are we gonna
Don't
say who it
answer.
is?
No. Just put it in your little memory banks. Let's throw out some ideas. Who's good? Who's interesting?
Let's get Joe Rogan on.
Nope. Guys, one of my alarms.
Terrible. Trying to watch a documentary the other day, and it's just every 5 minutes.
Every 8 minutes. And
Is it really every 8 minutes?
yeah. And the funny thing about the tone is it went off one time with a guy that we sold a house to that was a funeral director.
Oh,
and he was like, "Oh, I used to play that at my funeral."
That's what I said.
It actually does sound that way.
She would play it, and I'd be like, "What would I sing?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's time to be depressed."
This is your 8-minute reminder to be depressed.
And the worst part is there's no like happy ones that are like middle ground. It's either depressed or really happy, and I don't want either. I want it in the middle, where it's just like a sound that just plays, and it's neutral.
Like what?
I don't know, just like a
Like a
middle
Charlie
ground,
Crockett song?
but like, like not as like, because that one's, and the other one you have is.
Like the trumpets have opened up in heaven. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, scares the crap out of you. I don't know, guys. If you have a better option, I'm down.
Well, have you looked at any of the
I
other
was going to
sounds?
say, we can research it for you. We'll throw some at you.
Actually, I think I have a whole collection on here. But there's only, obnoxious ones that play. So anyway, yeah. My alarms will go off every 8 minutes until I do my tasks.
Why 8?
You guys,
Why not
I don't
7?
know. That's just what it does.
Oh,
I didn't set that.
you didn't set it. Okay.
No.
I was just curious if there was some psychological reason behind it.
I'm not smart enough to figure that out. How to change it.
Psychological. That was much
So what
better.
do you think about my idea? Every time someone comes on, we have to first play a hand of poker. Because this is up the ante.
Well, first of all, I don't even know how to play poker. So if I'm
You will
on,
learn if you
Definitely
come
gonna
every
lose.
time.
if I'm on, I don't know how I'm gonna play. Like, I feel like if I sit here with our
Beginner's luck.
first guests, like, what am I gonna be like? So, man,
How's it going?
a lot of people are pissed off right now.
What do you want to talk about? I feel like that should, but there's got to be some sort of gimmick, right? Like if the guest wins the poker hand,
Yeah.
then they, this might be a call to sell a house, but it went away. If they win, something good happens, and if they lose, they have to die.
So
asked
they
them
have
a
to die.
terrible
You'll never
question.
see them again.
If they lose, they get really hard questions, and if they win, they get really.
They can take
So,
one off
what do you
the
want to
table.
talk about?
I refrain from asking or answering that one.
Yeah. Are we gonna have questions, or we're just gonna wing it?
I think you should have
just
some.
talk.
I think you should have some though.
Just
I'm
in case.
of
it
the
gets
just
awkward.
talking. That's just me.
Well, what do you want to talk about?
Stop! Will you stop saying that? It makes it sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Like you've never done this before. You have to at least pretend like
I
you've
haven't done this before. This is episode 0.5. We're figuring it out.
Yeah, there wasn't a 0.25, was there? That I missed?
No.
Okay.
Tell
This
us
is
about the
0.5.
Rebels game.
Well, I mean, it was a whooping.
Did we win?
Yeah,
Who did we beat?
38-14. Played Reno. The rival, in-state rival. They played for the Cannon. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
College
yeah.
football is so weird. They play for stuff. Like when they play Hawaii, they play for a pineapple. I
I'll
don't know.
take your word for it.
I'm serious.
Pineapple. I've heard stories about them.
Oh. Always avoid the upside down one.
Yes. In your shopping cart at the store.
In the shopping cart?
That's what I heard.
They do that?
Yeah.
They plot on you while you're out in public?
Yeah. You know what?
Could
I'm
you
gonna
imagine
go
walking down
buy.
the
I'm
aisle?
gonna go buy a whole bunch of pineapples and turn them upside down and just walk around and see what
Could you
response I
imagine
get.
walking down the aisle and you tell your wife, like, oh, she's hot, we should leave a pineapple in her cart?
I think you're supposed to put it in your cart.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes more sense.
I bought a whole box of little tiny pineapples, and I was just gonna start putting them in people's houses, just keep them. But then I returned them because I was like, I'm not gonna remember to do that.
That's a terrible thing to do to someone.
But isn't it hilarious?
Do you remember that New Year's party?
No, what?
What?
You don't remember that one?
No.
When we went, they were like, yeah, we... I don't even know if I can say this.
Don't
but
say it. Don't.
It's not that it's it's just like, I don't know if the people are going to know we're talking about them.
Probably.
Don't talk about it.
It wasn't at my house, I don't think.
Definitely wasn't.
Wasn't at my house.
That was the last New Year's party I was at.
It was.
And it was in Sun City, so that tracks.
Oh. Yeah, it does.
I did also recently buy a box of those little Joseph statues, a whole case of them. You bury it in someone's yard when they want to sell their house, and you say a prayer,
Oh.
and then voila, sells.
She likes just buying stuff.
I haven't heard of that one.
There's like Amazon packages at our front door every day. Like, what is this? And you open
You should
it
be
and
an
it's some random
influencer for
knick-knack.
Amazon. Like, literally start unboxing and putting them on the...
Maybe we should do that as part of the podcast. What did I buy this
What
week?
did
And you can
Annie
call me
get?
out on my Amazon orders.
You have to show it all, too. You can't leave anything out.
I did buy moisturizing gloves this week. 7 pairs, 1 for each day. Don't your hands get really dry in the wintertime?
Oh, gosh, all the time.
Yeah, you put lotion on when you go to bed, and then you put the gloves on, and then you sleep in it, and then you wake up and soft.
This
Voila.
sounds like some weird ritual you're doing. I will never have crusty hands again.
Nobody likes crusty hands. Okay, what else did I buy? Let's see. I bought natural beeswax tea light candles because my sister said that.
Have you seen the candle warmers?
Yeah.
My sister's got one. They're pretty cool. What's nice is you can leave it on. Don't have to worry about an open flame.
That's fair. Oh, speaking of candles, I
What?
shouldn't say this, but we left some candles burning at a house one time for like 2 days.
Is it an open house?
Let's move on.
Edit that part, please.
Erase. I was like, the candles going on.
2 days? That was a big candle.
It wasn't after I got back there 2 days later.
I was gonna say.
But the house smelled good, so
Okay.
Didn't burn down and it smelled good.
All right. That's a win-win.
stuff happens, you know, in life. Stuff happens. It wasn't really my fault. It was someone else's fault, obviously. So are we going to Enchant this year? Are you going? Didn't we go last year? Did you guys go with us? Yeah, you did.
You invited us.
We canceled it this year.
Why'd
So-
they cancel it?
Because you can only have so many people. You can only have like 50 people.
How many were going? 51?
Well, I think it's like $3,000
Oh.
for the suites. So, yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really love it.
You just
It's
walk
cool.
around and look at
It
lights.
was a lot nicer going then because you could go up to the suite because it was cold down there.
Right.
So you could go down there and you could come back up and warm up and chill out and
Right.
still enjoy the lights. I know we're gonna get tickets to the Speedway. Take my daughter there.
That's cool because you can drive through.
Yes, and we had the van, and you just open up the doors because you drive slow enough that you just sit there. And...
Open the doors. Are you allowed to get out?
No, but you just open the doors of the van while you're driving. You're not driving fast.
You can't look out the windows.
Yeah, but why when you have the whole door open?
I guess. Sure. Why not just drive the Jeep then?
Because I don't have the Jeep.
I would volunteer to drive it, but it's too cold.
It is cold.
Oh, speaking of that, there's a parade coming up at Christmas time, and we have to be in it, right?
We do. Except Pam's going to be in Arizona.
Aren't you, Pam?
Pam's talking about herself
right.
in the third person.
Yes. And Pam said.
Wait, is there another Pam?
I just had to make sure. Because anytime I talk about Jamie, they think I'm talking about my aunt, but I'll be talking about her husband. I'm like, yeah, I was watching football with Jamie. I'll tell Jet that. And he's like, Jamie watches football? I'm like, different
Never
Jamie.
By the way, that last game,
Ugh.
I will say that it was probably a good one because that's Jamie's other team. So he was like, I really want San Francisco to do really, really well. But he really wanted the Bills to win. So I'm like, so this was a good one not to watch with Tommy then.
I knew it was bad because we got to halftime, I think it was like 21-3, and I hand my mom the remote, and she looks at it and she goes, yeesh. And my mom hates football. That's how I know it was really bad. Because normally she doesn't care, but when she saw it, she was like, oh my. So, 49ers suck this year.
This year.
Last year they were second place, which also in my eyes sucks. Win the damn thing.
You're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
Kind of, but not really.
I don't know what to do with my hands. What I'm not doing is hitting the table. Thank you very much.
You're doing a great job.
I know, I'm so good.
I hit it before you hit it, which is surprising.
Especially since you told me not to.
Yeah.
All right, well, so who's our first guest going to be?
I thought we can't say.
We
keep
can't.
bringing it
So
up.
let's throw up some options.
It's a secret.
Right. Well, we haven't really for sure decided yet.
We should have a place where people can write in and give us names. List of names that they want us to.
People
That's
just
a good
start
idea.
voting for themselves.
Well, that's
That's
okay.
fine. As long as you're
You should just go to
interesting.
Or
every
controversial.
time I go to Smith's and I run into some old guy that's like by himself and he doesn't really talk to anyone, he's talking to me, I'm gonna tell him, dude, I have the perfect place for you. Go talk to my mom. Go talk to my mom. Then they'll just, okay, cool. And then you'll have 3-hour podcasts with random guys that'll just talk about random stuff.
Oh, that's a great idea. Have the random guy, the random gal podcast.
Yeah, no, that's really what it's supposed to be because like there's a lot of interesting people here. I was sitting with a dude yesterday that wants to sell his house and he was like used to work for the Department of whatever, water, building dams and rivers and crap like that. Clearly I was paying attention.
One of the many departments.
One of the many government agencies. But people have cool stories around here. I think we should. That's one of the things, have random people that are just cool to talk to. But we also gotta have a really good first guest. And we need, hey, maybe the people can tell us, like, if the guest loses the poker game, what happens to them? What's the penalty?
Oh, yeah, what would the penalty be?
Hmm.
Well, no.
Keep it to yourself. Let people come up with suggestions on that.
Yeah.
We also need some unique ideas for, not just, I guess, guests, right? We can interview, dang.
Yeah,
What's
hit
coming
some.
That's interesting.
Not that we're like any military experienced people, but I think it would be cool to have like some veterans on.
Yeah.
And they can talk about stuff. Like that's one of my favorite things to listen to is just like vets talk about stuff that a long time ago.
Right.
I can sit there and talk to them for hours about it. Because obviously it was a different time than when I was alive. So, like when we were, what was that guy's name? The one that gave me the VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember. Hal? Or
Yeah.
Mel.
Like,
No.
I'm sure he's got some cool stories. But
We could go to the Veteran Center and like invite
Oh, that's
them.
a good one.
Yeah. Who else is interesting? We should probably just put something up in Sun City and be like,
Yeah.
or on Facebook, like, are you interesting?
Yeah.
Call me.
what do you talk about?
Are you interested? Well, you
Fill
might
out
get
this
some calls.
survey.
I wonder, also, having people on that obviously are just going to be either planning to do something in the community as far as like a new business, or one that has already
right.
just opened up, or
Right.
and just kind of.
You started talking to some, right?
Yeah.
And they said they would think about it or something?
They want us to go in and talk to them more about it.
So they want to
Would that be
interview
like a
us
traveling
before
one?
we interview them? Oh, yeah. On
Travel.
location.
On location.
It's like
like a
what
field
Steve-O
trip.
does. Steve-O has a van, and it's a podcast in the back, and he just travels the country and talks to his friends and other people.
I wanted to do that with the motorhome, but no. I don't want to use it for work.
You could write it off.
No. That's why I wanted to do it for that. All right. Well, podcast 0.5 in the books. What are we asking people to do? Give us their suggestions for who they want to see
Yes,
on the podcast.
we want names, interesting names, but give us all of them.
Right. Feedback on how lovely everything looks here.
And
Pardon our dust.
what-
We're not done here yet.